Good morning. It's Monday morning, early Monday morning, and it's really dark outside. And it's funny, isn't it, how on a Monday morning in the winter, and you look out the window, well, for those of you in my hemisphere, so to speak, we look out the window and it's very dark. And at times life can feel like that. It's very dark. However, I know that by 9 o'clock, I'll look out that window and okay, the weather might not be great, but I'll be able to see it. It won't be dark anymore. It will be light. And that's what happens. You know, within the darkness, there has to be light. And within the light, there has to be darkness. That is the very nature of things. And business. Isn't business like that sometimes? We go through these ups and downs and we have times when we don't even know where the next penny's coming from. And then we have some months where we're like, we've done it. We've made it. There's money in the bank and everything's joyful. And then a couple of months later, we're back down again. Oh, okay. What happened there? In my particular business or industry, if you like, that probably happens more or less all the time. I have very steady clients who I absolutely adore, and they started at a point where they weren't even sure if they had the courage to be speakers. However, they turned out to be awesome speakers and they speak a lot. So I do a lot of coaching with them on different things all the time. And I've discovered that to have a really robust, if you like, sustainable business, you have to be able to offer more to your clients than just one thing. So, yes, I teach people to speak with confidence and clarity. But more than that, I coach people to think about where they're going to speak. Who do they want to speak to? How do you deliver a great video or a great live stream? And everybody loves the lives, don't they? Because it's easy. Click a button, off you go. And that's brilliant. I love that idea. I really do. I don't do many lives because for me, there's a strategy behind what I'm speaking about. There needs to be a strategy behind what am I trying to tell you today so that you hear it and watch it and listen and you take in that message. And obviously today's message is around how do you create a holistic coaching within your niche for the clients that you serve? So pandemic gave me the time to stop and think, like millions of others across the world, I'm sure. And out of that was born Oscar. Now, Oscar is online successful communication and results, because suddenly everything's online and people are having to do Zoom calls, they're having to do video, they're having to do summits and online workshops and webinars and podcasts, and it was exhausting. And there is a different approach to every one of those areas when you're speaking. Speaking online is not the same as speaking on a stage to a huge audience. It's a different technique. Engaging people through a screen when they're sat on their own in their house without you knowing what's gone on during that day, what's arrived in the post, what's happening even at that moment. You have to be able to grab someone's attention and hold it. And that's a difficult thing to do online when someone's sat on their own in their office, kitchen, lounge, or if you've got no space at all and you're homeschooling, you're probably sat on the toilet doing this. It's all about understanding where people are listening and how they're listening. I've sat through meetings on Zoom exasperated by the actions of some of the participants. I've sat on Zoom calls where people are eating their breakfast or they're not dressed, and I just think, would you do that? Would you turn up at a meeting in your pajamas eating? Now, that's not to say that I have done these things sometimes with my pajama bottoms on and my slippers. That happens. But isn't there a sense of professionalism we have to put forward? Authenticity, I get, absolutely. I'm all for it. I make mistakes. I do all sorts of daft things because I'm only human, and I would probably do the same things in a meeting. But there is a sense of respect that I show the people that I'm talking to, or an event organizer when I turned up to an event on Zoom. I believe that we've lost a sense of that respect that we would show them if we were at a live meeting, so to speak, in a hotel or an office or wherever. And there's that issue of how do you change the way you do video, which, allows you to use your hands. You can stand up, you can use your eyes, you can do all that, to podcast, when it's all about the voice, because that's all people hear. And if the voice isn't showing passion, if the voice isn't painting those pictures, people switch off. They absolutely switch off. I hate to admit it, but there have been times when I'm listening to something and I just go and check my Facebook. I just go and check if I've got any messages, because it's not holding my attention. And another thing, don't go on so long. Our attention span is quite limited. Think about this. People who are sat at home on their own with a pile of work around them that is still there, staring them in the face. It's not like you're in a room and it's somewhere else and, well, I'm here for the hour, I can forget about it. It's in front of us. Our notifications are pinging. We might have kids at home and we're homeschooling, all of that going on. And you spend an hour and a half trying to tell us something. People, please think about that. Before you do anything, think about who's listening. Your client, what is likely to be happening in their world and their house. So that's my rant for today. In the dark, there is light. And in the light, there can be dark. Let's try to create as much light for as many people as we can. So let's really think about the people that are listening to us. Let us make sure they hear the message, they enjoy watching, and just maybe it lifts their day for no more than 45 minutes, tops. 30 if you can get away with it. Better to be short, sharp and sweet than long and boring. Okay, I hope you all have a great week. I hope you all take what I've said under consideration. And if you have any questions around the different techniques that are needed when you're speaking on stage, online, or anywhere else, just contact me. It doesn't cost anything to have a chat with me and a virtual cup of tea, as long as you bring your own biscuits. All right, then, I will talk to you all again very soon. Bye.